very good evening. From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. I'm Vidushni Sadish Kumar.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Biniparachi and here are today's headlines.
The Mahasangha advises the President to be vigilant on the unseen hand that arise in state administration. Speedy measures are being taken to bring back the bodies of the 3 female students died in Azerbaijan. Several more controversial voice tapes of Ranjan Ramanayaka. The Prime Minister instructs the Treasury to complete payments on all unpaid Mahapala installments within next week.
In your local stories this evening, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says that measures will be taken speedily to bring back to the country the bodies of the 3 Sri Lankan female students killed in a dormitory in the Baku capital in the Central Asian state of Azerbaijan. The deceased were 3 students of ages of 21, 23 and 25 years of the West Caspian University. The APA television of Azerbaijan says that the 3 students were staying in a private hostel in Sabali in Baku capital as the university was unable to provide them accommodations. Preliminary police investigations have revealed that the students may have died not due to being engulfed in flames but as a result of being inhaling the fumes. There is no Sri Lankan embassy or consular office in Baku. The ministry, upon inquiry of the national television, said that therefore the relevant official communication are being conducted via the Sri Lankan embassy in Tehran city in Iran and the Azerbaijan embassy in New Delhi. The victims of the incident were 23-year-old Malsha Sandipani and 21-year-old Taruki Amaya Bokundara Mahavatta in Piliyandala. They were students of Dharmasena Artigala Vidyalaya, Piliyandala and Lumbini College, Colombo. Malsha was engaged in studying information technology and Taruki was pursuing a course modelling. Another tragic incident has occurred following the unveiling of the sudden deaths that was the passing away of the aunt of the children by heart attack upon receiving of the news of the demise of the children. The other victim of incident is Amodhya Madhuhans Jayakodi of Pahala Bomeria Kadavata. She was a past pupil of Bomeria Madhya Mahavidyalaya Kadavata and was pursuing special English degree course in Azerbaijan. Minister Bandulu Gunawardena has expressed opinion of the incident at a media briefing in Colombo today. Minister Bandulu Gunawardena said that they extend their profound condolences to the bereaved families. He has called upon the attention of the leaders who take discussions of higher education as well as students' organization on the tragedies of this nature. The minister further said that they hope to conduct a systematic national program to supervise the activities of organizations that send students abroad for educational purposes.
And meanwhile, President Gautama has arrived at the historic Dhanada Maligawa today to seek blessings. He was welcomed upon arrival at the Maligawa by Diyawada Niridame Pradeep Nilangadala. Thereafter, the President has arrived at the Palemale Vihara of the Sri Dhanada Maligawa to engage in religious observances. Later on, President Gautama Rajapaksa has visited the Malvatu Mahavihara and called upon the Mahanayaka of the Malvatu chapter, Most Venerable Tibbatuwave Sri Sumangala Nayaka Thera, and sought blessings. He has also made the Anunayaka Thera of the Malvatu chapter, Venerable Dr. Nyangoda Vijayasiri Thera. Venerable Vijayasiri Anunayaka Thera has commended the President for the program being implemented by him and cautioned him to remain vigilant on unseen hands that may arise in course of state administration. President Gautama Rajapaksa has also visited the Asgiriya Mahavihare and called upon Mahanayaka Thera of Most Venerable Varakaguda Janaratana Thera. The President was also blessed on this occasion by Anunayaka of the Asgiriya chapter, Venerable Anamadwe Dhammadasi Thera, then Registrar of the chapter, Venerable Madagama Dhammananda Thera, and member of the Sangha Sabha of the chapter, Venerable Godagama Mangala Thera, and trustee of the Badalu Butiyangara Raja Mahavihare, Venerable Muruddeniye Dhammaratana Thera. Later on, President Gautama Rajapaksa has visited the Vidyasagara Pirivena in Hurikadwe to engage in the well-being of Mahanayaka of Sri Lanka Ramanja Mahanikaya, Most Venerable Napane Premasiri Thera. Venerable Premasiri Nayaka Thera said that President Gautama Rajapaksa has received the commendations of the people as a president who has rendered a historic mission to continuously implement a program on behalf of the country. The President was welcomed upon arrival at Asgiriya Mahavihare by the head of the Pirivena, Venerable Narampanave Ananda Thera. The President has also venerated the newly constructed Chaitya of the Pirivena. The President's next visit was the Raja Panorama Vihare in Getabe. He has called upon the Karaka Sangha Sabha member of the Sri Lanka Ramanja Mahanikaya, Venerable Kapatiaguda Sri Vimala Thera, and handed over a memorandum of Sasana to the Mahanayaka Thera. Several MPs and ministers have praised the occasion.
Well, on other stories, retired Major and Attorney at Law Ajit Prasanna says that crucial evidence pertaining to the disappearance of Pragit Eknaligoda has been revealed through controversial telephone conversations of parliamentarian Ranjan Ramanayaka. Ajit Prasanna said at a media briefing today that immediate investigation should be conducted in this regard. Several more controversial voice state connected to Ranjan Ramanayaka were revealed to the media at several media briefings today. Retired Major Ajit Prasanna at a press briefing made some revelations regarding the leaked telephone conversations of parliamentarian Ranjan Ramanayaka. One conversation was conducted between the parliamentarian and former CID director SSP Shani Abesekara. Retired Major Ajit Prasanna said there were vital revelations on the abduction of journalist Pragit Eknaligoda and an army colonel emerged in that conversation. He requested relevant authorities to probe into those revelations. Meanwhile, more controversial conversations conducted by MP Ranjan Ramanayaka with Dilruksh Dias Wickramasinghe and former DIG Ravi Vidyalankara were also leaked today. Several government ministers are continuing to call for a presidential commission and a judicial commission to probe the leaked telephone conversations of UNP MP Ranjan Ramanayaka. They point out that those involved in tampering with the judiciary and police investigations during the previous government should be punished. Ministers have also urged the Chief Justice to appoint a special commission to probe the telephone conversations, as the names of some members of the judiciary had been mentioned in the conversations. According to reports, some 121,000 telephone conversations are currently in CID custody and a probe into it is already underway. The Prime Minister told newspaper editors on Thursday that the Chief Justice should initiate action regarding the serious breach of confidence in the judiciary following the revelations made in Ranjan's telephone conversations, who openly discussed impending judgments and ongoing investigations with judges and police investigating officers.
And 12 students taken into custody in connection with a clash between two groups of students of the Colombo University have been further detained till the 13th of this month. The order of the further detention has been made when the suspects were produced before the Colombo Chief Magistrate Courts today. A clash between two groups of students has taken place at the Colombo University premises on the 8th of this month. 2 persons injured in the incident has been admitted to the Colombo National Hospital. Upon investigation of the complaint submitted to the Cinnamon Garden Police Station in this regard, 12 students were arrested yesterday.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has instructed the Treasury to complete payments of Mahalo installments which have not yet been paid in the next week. Minister Bandula Gunawardena has disclosed this fact at a media briefing at the Department of Information today. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that he wishes to give a pledge very clearly that their government will continuously provide students aid until the end of the tenure of their government from January of this year by 15th of every month without arrears. He also said that Minister of Finance and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has ordered the Treasury to pay the arrears to the Mahalo scholarship recipients without delay. Accordingly, all arrears will be made available during this week. The main demand has been to increase the Mahalo students' aid to 10,000 rupees. Minister Bandula Gunawardena further said that they will definitely take measures to increase the students' aid of the Mahalo students after the forthcoming general election and at the presentation of the new budget report. Details of a fraud alleged to have been taken place in the Mahalo Fund was also disclosed on this occasion. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that the Mahalo Fund has now been increased to 10.5 billion rupees. A separate company by the name of Netwhelm is available to invest these funds and to procure revenue. A robbery similar to the central bank scam was reported to have been made in the investment more than 2 million rupees in this connection. The minister further said that he will make requests to the Criminal Investigation Department to recover these funds to the Mahalo Trust Fund. The minister further said that a new proposal has been proposed to uplift the Mahalo Fund. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that the purpose of today's media briefing is to propose to commend a program to increase the Mahalo Scholarship Fund to 20 billion in the next 5 years from the present level of 10 billion rupees. It has also been proposed to amalgamate the university community to collect funds through sale of a lottery and also to collect contributions from those who employ through Mahalo benefits via the online and also to collect funds for the trust through Mahalo trade exhibitions through district level. In addition, a proposal has been made to collect contributions from philanthropy on the basis of percentage of the income received by the university courses. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that a request has been made not to implement the incident of ragging in the universities by any means from this year. This has been stated in the policy statement of President Gautama Rajapaksa as well. The incident of ragging has to be eliminated completely for all students in the university system to pursue education without fear and suspicion. Former President Maithripala he added that by end of last year, around 2,000 students have abandoned university education due to fear of ragging. The minister further said that they have informed the University Grant Commission to prepare some program to grant some justice to those affected by this system of discrimination. The only presidential candidate who has pledged to expand opportunities for university admission was Gautama Rajapaksa, and a national program will be presented to provide equal opportunities for all within a period of 60 days upon assuming duties in a new government.
And former President Maithripala said at a ceremony in Kaluturu today that they are committed to receiving a 2/3 majority for the present government at the upcoming general election. Former President Maithripala said that they have decided to extend support to the new president in order to create a society based on the unity of Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities. He also said that the parliamentary election will be conducted within 1.5 months from now. He added that this LFP has created an alliance with the Podujana Peramuda and several other parties in order to give a new strength to the president. He has also said that this LFP is fully committed to obtain a 2/3 majority.
On other stories, Minister Chamal Rajapaksa has presided over the Hambantota district Vari Saubhagya program at Udukiri Villavava in Veerakatiya today. The Department of Irrigation is implementing the program according to the policy statement titled Vision of Prosperity on Nation Building. Under the program, reconstruction of canals and tanks of the Master Irrigation Program is being conducted. The machinery and the staff of the Department of the Irrigation is being utilized in this regard. It is after 20 years such a program is being carried out in Sri Lanka. The department further says that as a result of the undertaking of the project by the Department of Irrigation, the cost of the 500 million rupee project could be completed at a cost of less than 50 million rupees. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa says that farmers give us food filled with poisons. He further said that the World Health Organization has stated that Sri Lanka is a major country that consumes poisonous food. We are in debt to the tune of 23 billion rupees to private companies due to the activities of the previous government. He also said that importation of chemical fertilizer will be totally halted and cultivation will be carried out using organic fertilizer from this year. He also said that indigenous paddy varieties will be planted in order to provide food devoid of poisons. Modern machinery have been utilized to remove the weeds in Udukiri Vilavawa in Veerakattiya. Well, Sports Minister Dallas Alaperima says that the emergence of a state leader who prepare plans for the success of the future of sports in Sri Lanka is a good sign. He was addressing a special meeting with Sri Lankan medalists at the South Asian Games in Kathmandu, Nepal. The meeting took place at the Sports Ministry. A special feature has been the participation of only sports personnel who represented Sri Lanka at the South Asian Games. The competitors of the Games have expressed their grievances and experience at the game on this occasion. The minister at this occasion has agreed to resume provision of nutrition allowance free of charge to sports personnel and also to provide them to a professional allowance during the period of training. Sports Minister Dallas Alaperima said that for the first time in Sri Lanka, head of state is talking on sports economy as well as on sports university concept. Minister Alaperima further said that they have presented a cabinet paper to approve 2,500 million rupees for the establishment of a high-altitude training center in New Relia.
State Minister Shehan Singh says that loans up to 300 million rupees will be provided to small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who contribute to national economy. The minister, participating in a media briefing in Anuradhapura today, said that this privilege has been accorded to businessmen who help to uplift national economy, subject to methodology of diminishing the payment within a period of 5 years. State Minister of Development Banks and Credit Schemes Shehan Singh said that they as a government is prepared to provide report to establish the confidential and correct leadership of government for the implementation of the economic policy. Measures are underway to provide a further 300 billion of credit to businessmen, which has to be repaid within a period of 5 years. Therefore, the loan recipients will be accorded the opportunity to pay only their interest rates without paying their capital until the 31st of December 2020. All fines imposed upon them will be withdrawn. State Minister Shehan Singh also said that concessions granted by the government should enable the loans recipient to further utilize funds for their business activities. And in your local news, Lord Nesby has stated in British Parliament recently that more opportunities have arisen for establishment of new relationships between Sri Lanka and Britain, with Gautama Rajapaksa assuming duties in the post of presidency.
So it starts in March 2012, and here we are 8 years further on. Has Sri Lanka cooperated? Yes. 90% of the land that was used by the military during the war has been given back to the private sector. Demining is nearly ended. A big thank you to all those involved. Rehousing, 300,000 people rehoused since the war. Infrastructure restored, and so on. But there is one further point. There are complaints about torture. I've seen the ICRC 3 times now and asked them, have they seen torture in Sri Lanka? The answer has been every time a clear answer, no. So it's fake news. And today there's a shadow. The shadow is still a claim that the UN started with of 40,000 killed. I spent 10 years looking at Cash's reports, looking at the Tamil University teachers' reports, a census, all the coverage I can find. And the net result of that is about 6,000 people killed, of which a quarter are Tamil tigers. But despite all this, we now find the UNHCR has decided wants to try and get war crimes pinned on the Sri Lankan army. And yet the reports of Colonel Gash made it quite clear that that army behaved admirably and indeed looked after the civilians. And if they wanted to knock them off, then over 295,000 would not have been safely brought across the lines, would they? So I believe the time has come for the March review, which is to take place, for that to be the wind-up time for that particular phase of life in Sri Lanka. And we've now got two new leaders, one here in the UK with drive and determination and commitment. And you've got almost an identical philosophy in the new elected Gautama Rajapaksa, a man of proven leadership, ability with an agenda to keep the peace, to keep an inclusive policy for minorities, etc. I see huge opportunities for trade. My noble friend Lord Sake raised some of them. I concur with that. There is a huge opportunity, but only if the UNHCR project is wound up. So I'd say to this House and to my noble friend on the front bench, this year's the year for the UK to have faith in Sri Lanka and its newly elected executive president.
Program titled A Parliament Suited to the Needs of the Whining Country got underway at the Kobakadu Agrarian Research Institute today. The event has been organized by the Young Professionals Association. Venerable Professor Mathagoda Abethisathera said that the Constitution of 1978 has been weakened through 19 revisions. The new aim of the program is to draft a new constitution excluding the 13th Amendment. He also said that the patriotic parliament should also be created. Well, here are some more local news items in brief. Our correspondent says that local and foreign tourists are arriving in Alla in Badulla these days. The visitors have attracted to the area to feel the enchanting the nature of the activated waterfalls and natural beauty of the environment. Tourist restaurant owners say that their incomes have been increased as a result of the tourist influx. State Minister Ports Development Kanaka Herath was engaged in an observation tour of Galle Harbour today. The State Minister has focused special attention on the shortcomings of the harbour and the shortage of the labour. He added that the Galle port will be developed as a tourist port and its efficiency will be enhanced. An Invest has come forward to introduce a cable car project to develop the tourism industry in Nuwara. Governor of the Central Province Council Lalit Yugamage, engaging in an observation tour in Sandathanna, Nuwara, further said that the steps will be taken to commence the project without delay. The governor has also inspected the state agriculture farm in Sitha Elia.
And the Sri Lanka's smallest tissue planting laboratory has been designed by Venerable Madavalu Upalitera. This is located at Bandaravela. The fully equipped facility has been established at the premises of the International Vipassana Bhavana Centre in Ratmalkanda, Kita Alla. Venerable Madavalu Upalitera has pointed out that this laboratory will enable to produce a large number of healthy plants within a small place. The Venerable Thera was also reported to have received the patent permit for a vehicle powered by solar energy.
Well, a situation has created not allowing students of schools in the Bandaraville town to conduct their inter-house school sports competitions. The reason being the renovations of 5 stadiums in the city. There are 10 main schools in the Bandaraville town where more than 30,000 students are pursuing education activities. The annual inter-house sports competitions are normally being conducted at the Bandaraville Public Esplanade. However, renovation of the stadium has commenced on the 10th of May last year. The work was shuddered to be completed in 6 months, but modernization work is still being carried out. In addition, the North Kabilavala grounds, the grounds of the Bandaraville Central College and the Amunudova grounds are also under the reconstruction programs.
The Navy has scored a thrilling win over the Army in the Club League Rugby tournament today at the Navy grounds in Valisara. At the end of the first half, Army was leading 19-15. However, the match has ended with 35-34 in favour of the Navy. The points of the winning Navy team came through 5 goals. The match between the police and the Air Force teams was played at the Ratmalana Air Force grounds, emerging the victory for the police team. At the end of the first half, the police team was leading 7-0. The final score was 36-15. The winning police team has scored the points through 4 goals, a try and a penalty.
Well, now we know weather forecast. The Met Department says that several spells of showers will occur in eastern and Uva provinces and in Polonnaruwa and Maithripala districts. Showers and thundershowers will occur at a few places in Sabaragamuwa and western provinces and in Gaul, Mathura, Kandy and Norili districts in the afternoon or night. Wind speed can be increased up to 40 km per hour at times in eastern, northwestern provinces and in Hambantota and Mumragal districts. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in western, central, Sabaragamuwa and Uva provinces during the morning.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news, which is tomorrow at the very same time.
Good night.